Hey folks, it's Jim. I get a lot of questions on cryptocurrency. And my opinion on it is, no, I do not own it. Let me first say I'm not an economics advisor, and this is not economics advice. I don't own it, and here's the reason why. I may trade in it with its irrationality taking place, the irrational behavior of these things. Going from 20,000 to 6,000 back to 10,000, you can make some money there if you're pretty savvy and can trade fast enough, right? If you have the time to invest in watching it. But I personally am not owning it or holding it for any store of value in a time of war, chaos, alternative to the dollar, and here's the reason why. Think about it. In order for you to make this thing of any value, this crypto thing, you must transact, and oftentimes globally, right, for this to be of any value. What is the first thing in a time of warfare that governments and militaries control? Communication, don't they? So while we have a world wide web, there are hubs that make this web work that are controlled and can be encrypted like that. As quick as you and I are sitting here right now, and you're watching this video, your government can encrypt the hubs of the World Wide Web. So can other governments around the world. And all of the satellites, are they not owned and controlled by something specific, an entity? Can they not be encrypted so that nothing goes across them? So have you really thought about what you're holding when you're holding cryptocurrency? And again, this isn't economics advice. I am simply saying, in and of itself, what is it? If it's not in my hand, is it real? The answer for me is no. I can watch the birds fly, but watching them fly does not fill my belly, does it? No, I must get the bird. I have to have the bird to fill my belly, don't I? So, in and of itself, what is it? A cryptocurrency. It is irrational first, therefore I will not own it. Because it's irrational. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. That tells me right there's no real value to a cryptocurrency, is there? It's like the tulips. Remember the time of the tulips. Go back and study that, if you will. Throughout the history of time, there's always been money and ideas of money, and whatever we put value on will have value for a time. But the things that always have had value throughout time are gold and silver. Are they not? And this has been going on for thousands of years. So something like that I trust in because I can hold it in my hand, for one. And for two, I'm not relying on a digital medium to transact it or trade it. Which anything that's held in the digital world, as you all know, can be taken, can be corrupted, can be shut down, right? At any time. Just like that. You don't have the code, you don't transact, right? So this is what I would like to get out there about cryptocurrency from a prepper's perspective. In and of itself, what is it? If it is not in my hand, it has no value. If it is not within my reach, it has no value to me. Okay? And I will not be trading in a time of global chaos from here to China, because they're not going to allow it, are they? Everything's going to be controlled, isn't it? Should we have SHTF WROL, right? A total meltdown. And I would also suspect that those who control these systems will simply take the money and run, and they'll crash anyway. And the reason why is, if you can't eat it, stay warm with it, wear it, or live under it, it's in the end going to have no value. You know, things that have value keep you alive in a time of total chaos. Ask all of these refugees what they want. Food, shelter, water, and warmth, right? And clothing, right? These are the things that have value to them right now. And in a time of global chaos, I'm afraid it's all going to be all of us. So if it's not in our hand, what is it worth anyway? There will come a time when gold and silver will have no value. But I see the writing on the wall. The world central banks, not talking about the central banks of the elite, right? The global central banks. I'm talking about the local central banks of certain national states are accumulating gold. Let me also put this out there. There are 29 tons a day of missing gold. This can only be happening through the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements. That means they're involved in something. Something's happening at the top, folks, and it involves gold. There are 29 tons a day of gold missing in global transactions. All right, now 2 people have done this study, and it's happening. Where is that gold? Where is it going? How is it happening? Okay, I'm not privy to that information, and I don't think any of you are either. What I'm telling you is it's happening. And what I'm saying as a result is what's really going on is that gold is going somewhere. And that's what we should all be really concerned about. I believe the global currency reset is going to be back to Austrian economics. That's my opinion. Therefore, your cryptocurrencies, if they're not backed by gold, in the end will really have no value anyway once the reset happens. So I'd be extremely careful on that level. I'm not an economics advisor, and this is not economics advice. I would, however, if you have enough time to sit at your computer and observe, trade in and out of them and make your money and transfer it to real hard assets such as fuel, food, gold, silver, tractors, things that are going to have true value when we go back to a real Austrian economy, which then means you better be a farmer, or you better be a carpenter, or you better have a trade of value. You know what I mean? And the world always gets ahead of itself and then returns to the base again. In and of itself, what is it? What are we as humans? You know, the base level, we want to survive. 9 meals to anarchy, right? Does a cryptocurrency give you a meal? No. Because if you come to me and I've got a ton of corn and you've got cryptocurrency, I'm going to tell you to pack sand. I don't want your digital crap. There's too many people got real stuff to trade me, man, that I can use, like fuel or, seeds or compost or other things, Do I want your digital crap? No. I can't even spread it on my lawn to make it grow. So, that's the way I look at it. Do you want to make some money and have some fun during this crypto phase? Sure. Blockchains are coming online. They will last if the global economy survives. Okay? But those blockchains will also be issued by state banks, okay? And they will be backed by gold, as many are doing right now. Russia's getting ready to do a blockchain backed by gold. And its value will be stable because it's backed by something. Unfortunately, today's cryptocurrency is backed by your idea that it has value, and that's why it's irrational, going up and down. So be careful, be wise. I personally won't own it for the reasons that I've already stated to you. I can't eat it, I can't use it to fuel my tractor, and I can't use it to make a crop grow. So for me, it has no value. I believe in the end you will all see that. It has no value because, remember, the global communication chain is controlled by an elite few, and anytime they want, they can shut you off from it and encrypt the whole system. So you can't get through the major gateways. You can be able to maybe communicate locally on your local servers, but you're not going to be able to communicate internationally or even nationally. They're going to shut it down. Trust me, it's all there. There are encryption devices everywhere. Your digital information has to go through hubs. In order to get through those hubs, they can shut it down that fast and make it just, you can't get through without the right encryption. So be aware of that too. In a time of warfare, what's the first thing that is done? Disruption of communication. You're just you. So we're talking about disrupting countries' communications, military's communications. Do you think they're not going to disrupt all of our communications? And in that moment, what's your cryptocurrency going to be? Okay? And so these are the things I'm just putting out there. Again, I'm not an economics advisor, and this is not economics advice. These are the reasons that I will not own it as a defense against the dollar or as a preparedness tool. I just won't. It has no real value. It has what value you think it does for today. And in a time of true hardship or global warfare, they will all disappear anyway. So, and in the end, through all the world wars and the time of struggle and chaos and everything else in the world, gold and silver has always come out in the end. And I believe that's what the world's going back to. That's what all the central banks are showing me, because they're consuming gold and silver on a massive scale as never before in the last 100 years. So I want you to strongly think about that as well, too. Again, I'm not an economics advisor, and this is not economics advice. I observe the world from the perspective of, in and of itself, what is it? That is all. Remember, the greatest thing of value you have today is your own happiness. So focus on being happy today. Jim out.